I'm trying to understand what the fuck they got going on. I ain't doing nothing different than what I usually do. I'm feel fine. Let me switch this account and go get rid of all that shit. I'm feel fine. What's wrong with them? Yvonne Lewis dipped on me. They got rid of my baby. You know what I'm talking about? What they really on? Just on. Manage videos. I'm gonna go get rid of that shit. They don't want me on that map, I don't care. And then now they got down catching up. What the fuck? Then now they don't want me. That's crazy. Manage my videos. Best in the West. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. More action. Delete forever. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's Central, West Side, it's the best side. West Side, the best side, West Side, the best side. Get rid of both of them too. That's crazy, yo. Let me go back over here. Boom. On for that 5. Best to the West. Boom. Go right here. See, I got myself. Boom. Right there. The West. Boom. Go right here. Now they ain't gonna send my notification out. That's crazy. Now they ain't gonna send my notification out. That's crazy. Man, I had me somebody to talk to me. Your mom Lewis just out just chilling. They took like 2 or 3 lives back to back. But anyway, do this. Let's see. What up, Freebird? I appreciate it, but they keep on knocking my damn live down. I've been live 2 or 3 times. They keep knocking me out the damn live. I don't talk to them with 2 or 3 people over here. They still mad at me. Yeah, we good. I'm trying to understand why they don't want me. Why they don't want me on live. That's crazy. Oh, then I done got down fucked up. I need to go back to 3GD and see something. Switch down, go back to 3GD. So that's where I was at, boom. That's why I had that video pulled up at, boom. Crazy bomb, I see you, boy. You see the land I was trying to show? The land I was trying to show, I'm scared to go to the map. Now I've been showing this map for goddamn forever. Now they don't want. Yeah, now they don't want me to goddamn fuck with the map. I'm showing some real shit. I'm showing some real shit. And the land, the shit I'm showing is Antarctica don't go all the way across. Like I've been saying to India, to Australia. It stopped at Australia. It's a land called Southland. And this the land this guy here finna talk about. This the land.
TikTok made me try this lazy girl litter box hack. I stopped trying to hide litter box smells. I stopped scooping crumbly
in Antarctica and Australia.
I'm using this video for educational purposes and educational purposes only. I do not own the rights to this video. Shout out to the person who's making this video. But it's gonna show you the mindset of these people and how they came in on the West. So I'm just revealing, Freebird, what I'm doing, I'm just showing the people the 4 corners of the earth, how it should be and how they corrupted it, and the Africans had their hands in on it. It really wasn't the North. The North really, we already used circling the belt of the beast of the North. It's the East and that South. It's that motherfucker. It's the Northwest tip in Northern Africa, which really is the South corner of the world. Africa sits in the South corner of the world. And the East and the Far East and all that, those are Mongolians. And so, the West side is the best side. We got that coke. We got a whole lot of shit, but I use that coke, dope boy fresh. And it's fine, because the whole world on it. The whole world loves it. They love that coca leaf. They had to come get it. And it's crazy, man, because I was just gonna listen to this man. He talking about the same land. I just showed where Antarctica stopped. It stays in the West. It don't even make it to Africa. And then the other land start would be what would be the land down under. Let them tell it. But this is supposed to be the land that stopped. But let me see what this video say. This is supposed to be the mysterious land that kept the world from tipping over. What? Terra Australia. Part 1. Can you see that? Terra Australia. This is supposed to be the land that keep the world from tilting over. So if it's going to keep the world from tilting over, that must mean they know it's flat. Huh? How you going to tilt the ball over? How you going to tip the ball over? And another thing I want to look up, catastrophic pole shift. Before I do that, let me go do up there. I want to, because I was arguing with my cousin the other day. I ain't going to fuck with the map. I'm going to get that out there, because every time I show that map, they go crazy. Get shit up out there. They don't want me to show that no more. YouTube, blackout YouTube. What up? They don't want me to show that no more. I'm going to get the map out there. I'm going to have to talk about it. Catastrophic pole shifts. I want to look that up because they said catastrophic. See, can I spell something? Catastrophic pole shift. Catastrophic pole shift. And Free theory proposing that the Earth's axis of rotation has rapidly and catastrophically shifted in the past, causing widespread. So I talked to my cousin about this other day. He gonna explain it another way. I said, man, I know what the fuck I know what the fuck these people said. Disasters like flood and titanic events. However, there is no scientific census supporting this rapid shift. Most geological evidence indicates shower processes like, what they said the goddamn pole shift. The North Pole become the South Pole. Now comes from the words that turn upside down and shit. I just wanted to show that shit. I want to go, let me get that up out there. They don't want me to talk about that. They don't want me to talk about that. Let me go to YouTube. But we talking about that land. We talking about that land that I just showed y'all. That shit right next to this Australia. You better Chaz back up there. Chaz back up there. And now this.
If you run a healthcare practice, manage a team, or you're just tired of chasing down payments while juggling multiple
Antarctica and Australia, right? Take a look at this. You have probably seen old maps showing a giant landmass in the southern hemisphere. This may sound a little ridiculous that I'm even bringing this up. I mean, it's obviously Antarctica, or at least a mistaken merge of Antarctica and Australia, right? Take a look at this map.
In my first book that I'm gonna write, it's gonna be called a brick clip. It's made just like those two circles, but when they intersect each other, and those two circles intersect each other like the double-headed. My symbol's gonna be like the double-headed motherfucking phoenix. And I call it the clip. That's how they clip lands. That's how they clipped all the northwest lands with this globe. And they did a whole lot of more things. When I get a protractor and my compass and all that shit, I'm gonna reverse everything these people did. That's my mission.
I recently purchased from raremaps.com. It's from an atlas of the ancient world. The map shows the route of Abraham from Ur to Shechem, the wandering children of Israel, and the pyramid.
And the pyramids of Egypt. And the pyramids of Egypt. And you see Egypt right there. You see Mount Sinai. Hold up, get up out of there. You can see Mount Sinai right there. Israel right there. Ethiopia. Ether. You see Ether? Cairo. Ether is Cairo. That's Cairo to Ethiopia. Okay. So these people know exactly where you are. These people know exactly where we are on this map. Let's go. They know exactly what's going on. They just gonna fucking go crazy.
Of Egypt. But most important to this video is that there is an inset of the known world with this same large southern landmass. This map was the work.
And I might start and stop it just for the goddamn sake of video not being taken because we're using it for educational purposes. That's all. Up under what it is, section 107. Yeah.
Of Flemish cartographer Abraham Ortelius. But there's a problem. Ortelius died in 1598. Antarctica wasn't officially.
He died in 1598. So Antarctica was sitting there. The ice, who created it anyway? The ice sit right up under South America. Up under. But they don't sit up under, they sit behind South America because it's a flat plain. And they talked us into this part of our enslavement. This global shit, is part of our enslavement. Once they get you to talking like this, they know they really already got you.
Discovered until 1820, and Australia wasn't known to Europeans until 1606. So if this isn't Antarctica, Australia, or a misunderstood version of them, then what exactly is it? That is the topic of this video. The story behind this giant mysterious landmass on.
I use this video. See right there? That's Magellan and whatever it is. That's the strait that separates Australia and South America right there. That's the strait that separates Australia, and it ends before you get to Africa. I just showed you on the 1587 map, it ends before you get to Africa. Then that's the land they call Australia. That's what he's about to explain now. Come on, let's go.
Old maps. This land has held a few different names in its history, but it's most commonly known as Terra Australis, which is Latin for Southland or Land of the South. This Land of the South was conceptualized over 2,000 years ago by the ancient Greeks. Greek philosopher Aristotle makes a mention of it in his treatise Meteorology, written sometime around 340 BC. Aristotle wrote, "Now since there must be a region bearing the same relation to the southern pole as the place we live in bears to our pole." So this southern land had never actually been seen, but the standard belief of the Greeks, which Aristotle also subscribed to, was that the earth must be symmetrical, and that if the south didn't have equal landmass as the north, the land-heavy north would just topple over.
What? So if they saying it'll topple over, they must already know it's flat. So why they finna talk us out of our shit? All these French navigators and Spaniard navigators, European navigators, with the help of the motherfucking Tartarian Moors, which I have showed today that Tartaria is Alaska. What? Yeah, I showed that, and I showed Italy sit right next to that so-called fake-ass pole where he finna explain it's hot as fuck. So I think that'd be another pole in the center. And they know this. That's the crazy part. They know this. But all of them in cahoots to come to the west. Because the best is in the west. I'm gonna show it. I hope I don't go to sleep. I'm gonna show it.
The Greeks also believed that the earth could be divided into climate zones. The frigid zones, which were frozen, the temperate zones, which were thought to be the only zones suitable for human habitation, and the torrid zone, which was too hot for humans to survive. This idea is thought to have derived from Pythagoras. In the 2nd century BC, an astronomer named Crates of Malus expanded on these ideas. He believed this southern landmass was separated from the north by an ocean. But the geographer Eratosthenes had less than 100 years before almost perfectly measured the circumference of the earth. His measurements meant that the known world was only about a fourth of the world's actual size. So if the earth was to keep its symmetry, not only did Crates believe there was land in the south, but also in the other 2 quarters of the earth. According to Greek geographer and historian Strabo, Crates created a globe. It didn't survive to today, but it would have looked something like this. and it could have been the first globe of Earth ever created. Around 150 AD, Ptolemy published
Ptolemy. Around 150 AD, Ptolemy. That's a joke out of the north. Those are the people who got us usurped. 150 AD. See, that's the motherfucker that came in. That was Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, as they write in Daniel, they prophesied that he's in Daniel, that he's the great goat with the one horn in between his eyes, and that's his partner. That's his first general in command. They come and push the globe some more. But he got help though. He got help. I'm gonna show you.
Geographia, an atlas and treatise on cartography. It didn't survive to today, but it would have looked something like this, and it could have been the first globe of Earth ever created. Around 150 AD, Ptolemy published
His name is Ptolemy. It's the Ptolemaic period that they had in Egypt when they came into Egypt. But when they came into Egypt, Egypt had already been usurped and taken by the Persians. Arabs, whatever you want to call them, the Asian persuasion, whatever you want to call those Japheth, those Jada. That's why they let the North say that North, Noah, the Noahs, the Northwest, the North, the North, the Noahs. Noah gonna be the father. They gonna let him be the father. He gonna come in and make it so the father. They know they gonna enslave who they sit above, so-called above. We already in the belly of the beast of these people, the Noahs. So Noah is gonna be the father. Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Shem is going to be the Oriental. The original Asian is the Oriental. That's the East. And this is how your language is going to become Semitic. And this is why people respect the East like a motherfucker. And the client states of the so-called East, with the European countries all the way from India all the way back over to Spain. Spain is where they sit down and spy. Spain, where they spying. They're spying from Spain. They're spying to the West. They're spying to the West. You understand? That's what they're doing. They spying. They already got. See, these lands are connected. Eurasia, Asia, the Russians that come out of the mountains. Those the Eastern Slavics. See, the Eastern Slavics, huh? In the East. Those Russians are in the East with those Mongolians. So that's two different phenotypes right there. But the East and the North are cannibals. They'll tell you how your plasma tastes, how your blood tastes, all that shit. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. And so, in Africa, it's touching this continent also. And see, that's why we got so much problem with the Northern Africans and the Northwest Africans. That's why we got so many problems, because the Moors, they knew better than what they was doing, but they went over there, they think they taught them some Masonic shit. Nah, you not that Masonic shit from them. There wasn't no Masonic shit going on. There wasn't no such thing as a fucking Mason in South America and in Africa, bro. You got usurped and got went over there and was doing your thing with them. Yeah, you was doing your thing with them. You got usurped and you goddamn played along with them and you brought them to the West. You the motherfuckers that brought them to the West, to the bedside. Come get that coca. That's why you got cocaine found in the mummies and in the pharaohs and their DNA. When they do the testing, they got cocaine in their system. Cocaine only comes from one side of the world. That's the West. One corner. Peru, Colombia, and Cuba. Right? And okay. Anyway, I just want to make that known. So when the Noahs, Alexander the Great, and his Ptolemaic people, when they come over, Egypt had already been usurped. And when they start writing this story about Hagar being a chambermaid, an Egyptian chambermaid, she is not a black woman. So there will be them Palestinians that falls up under the Masonic, falls up under the Islamic, all of Masonic, Islamic. And that will be the world's fight today, because they go on their own script. They running a world script. And everybody got to latch on to the first book of Moses, which is going to be the Israelians. But all these people are Iranians. All these people are Persians. And they got a holy fight going on today. They got all us involved in some shit that we shouldn't be involved in. And the people that's in the Americas, I'm talking about North America, where we at, we are dumbed down like a motherfucker because they know they got us wondering. They sent people into wonder. The dragon let them send us into wonder. That's why he went ahead and let them act like they was going to the moon first. If anybody was supposed to went to the moon, it should have been the Soviets or those motherfucking people who been fucking with rockets and shit. The ones who got our laser technology over there. The ones who lead in technology. The ones who got that red sun on their flag. They want the sun to bleed. Yeah, they want that black sun to bleed. Yeah, that black sun, that's where your soul is kept. That's your melanin. That's your melanated soul. That's where your energy come from. That will run your chakras and through your pineal gland. When they talk about Jacob come face to face, yeah, that's what they talking about. That's the sun right there. And the corona around the sun would be the sun. And half of it, from the distance of a half of it, you come from the center of it, that would be your Herodotus, the Ra. Do-Ray, me. Do-Ray. They know what Ra is. They know what's going on. And they know this bitch flat. But they got to enslave. And they still trying to work on South America. But they even holler about the Hondurans. The Honduras are Africans that migrated down to South America. I'm beginning to believe that shit. I'm beginning to believe that shit. Real talk. I'm beginning to believe that shit. So when the Ptolemy comes in, he's the one that will be the first concept of a Christos. His name was Soter Christos. He was already being the Christ. He's the one bringing the Christ concept before the New Testament even is going to be written. Yeah, that's how that go. And he the one who came in and can try to construct a globe for the Western world and for Northwest, the North. That's us, North America. We in the belly of the beast. We ain't even thought about for real. Because the West side is the best side. I'm trying to tell you what's going on. So there's an imagination.
Graphia, an atlas and treatise on cartography that compiled the geographic knowledge of the 2nd century Roman Empire. In the original atlas, there were likely maps, but none from Ptolemy.
Boom. We're going to blow this up again to make sure you see that they know exactly where they at. The whole Africa, you're going to look right at Mount Sinai. This is where Arabia, they took the Africans' oil right here. See, that both sides of the empire was the Axumite Empire. I explained that during the Nipsey case. I was saying the Nipsey was an Axumite. This was the Axum Empire. This was the Ethiopian Empire called Axum. And they ran both sides of the Red Sea. And this how they extracted the big, huge oil field that they had sitting over here. And it became Arabia. And see, that's how those Persians took that. Those are Iranians, Arabs, whatever you want to call it. If you look at an Italian person, and you look at those so-called Spanish person, they're not Mexican, they're Spanish people. They got the same motherfucking, they got the same phenotype, just different language. Just look at them. They the same motherfuckers. But this how they took the Africans' oil right here. And that's Egypt right down there coming. So they know exactly where they are. But look what they get to and get on the side. See, they ain't studying the West. They got this, they put a circumference around them. That's how they do. They clip you. So they make that clip around them. See, this they atlas. So he know exactly where he at. And he know that land is sitting up under him. Look at that land up under there. He know that land is up under there. But they gonna fuck it up. They gonna fuck up. They gonna tell him this. So come on.
Himself have survived, but maps have been constructed using the coordinates provided by the text. Check out this Ptolemy map from the 15th century. His maps do not show a separate southern continent as Crates had, but instead a strip of land which unites southern Africa with southern Asia, transforming the Indian Ocean into an inner sea. As stated before, it was a
transform the Indian Ocean into an inner sea. Why they can't go around from the Pacific and float around their water ball and come from the backside and go to India instead of cutting across these melanated lands? Because Eurasia is nothing but mountains, and Canada is also nothing but mountains. They have cultivated and got a little grass and shit like that, but the fertile lands of the earth lays in the south and the west, in South America and Africa. This is where the best rainforest is at. This is where all the fruit of land at. This is where all the gold. This is where all the shit at. This is where all the shit at. And I don't even think the sun go far east. I think it go farthest east is the edge of Egypt. So-called Egypt, because I don't know where the fuck is that fucking with these people. And it sets in the west. And this land is too hot for them. They gonna tell you. See what I'm talking about? They gonna tell you.
Commonly held belief that the Earth could be divided into 5 climate zones, of which only 2 were habitable. But it was also believed that only the northern temperate zone was actually populated. Roman geography.
So that would be Alaska right there. Alaska is Tartaria. I'm telling y'all that right now. We figured that out last night. They're gonna show the temperature zones, and they're gonna tell you that they don't think they can survive on this side of the land, and they're gonna say that this land mass is stopping the Earth from tilting over. So if it's stopping the Earth from tilting over, you know you're on a flat plane. Stop playing.
Pomponius Mela held a different view. He claimed that people did live in the southern temperate zone, but that it was virtually inaccessible to the people of the northern temperate regions because of the unbearable heat and ocean of the torrid zone across the center of the Earth.
Uh-oh.
The unbearable heat and
the unbearable heat across the center of the Earth? So what is that rock in the middle that they said a compass point towards the Earth magnetism? What is this heat? With its 33 degrees, the 33 degree radius around this so-called rock in the middle that Italy sit right next to, that they trying to make it be like a North Pole. When they put it on the globe, they put all them lands and then make it like ice. And we know the most mountainous regions are Russia and motherfucking Canada. That's all it is. But we ain't worried about the North. We worry about these Europeans and these Asians that got together. You see, that's what we worrying about right here. This East. But the East run the beast. See, that's what Daniel tell you. See, Daniel tell you that the dragon gave the beast the power. See, the dragon, the power that the dragon gave him was a little bit of melanin, and that's why he said he got a little Asian persuasion on him. And no racist shit. We just gonna put everybody into their rightful indigenous area when we lay this motherfucker down and understand where these people coming from, what the fuck they came for. Let's go.
Of the torrid zone across the center of the Earth. This map is a reconstruction of what was actually populated. Roman that the Earth could be divided into 5 climate zones, of which only 2 were habitable. But it was also believed that only the northern temperate zone was actually populated.
It was also believed that only the North. But the Eastern Slavics in the East, though would be the Russian, though would be the Khazarian, though you get to Kazakhstan and all that shit. And that's why Noah's boat is gonna come right and land right up under Mount Ararat. You know where you get Armenia, though where you get your Japheth. You ever heard them Kardashians say that they children of Japheth? And Shem would be the Oriental. Mr. KRS-One. Shem is a black man from Africa. You repeat this fact, I'm laughing at you, dog. I'm laughing at you. But salute for goddamn point me in the right direction. But I'm laughing at you. Because they tell you directly that Ham is the progenitor of all the black races. But they make a distinction. It said, but not the Negro. They don't like the Aboriginal. They don't like that real nigga. They don't like that copper zone. They don't like that West. In the West feeding them. What they want? That cocoa. That Colombian filet. I'm trying to tell you what's real. And then the East, the story that they gave us in our schooling with the teepees and the Indians and the Eskimo, they don't like the Eskimo shit. They'll tell you that they about the Mongolians, they'll name the Polynesians, the Nasians, the Hawaiians, the Mongolians, and they gonna say, not the Eskimo. Because we've been educating up on some dumbass shit that don't exist, man. Yo, we've been educated fucked up. Education is indoctrination over here in the belly of the beast. That's why they ain't worried about you. That's why they ain't worried about you. Okay, that was up. That's why they ain't worried about you. That's why they ain't worried about you. You dig what I'm saying? That's why they ain't worried about you. in the middle of the beach. They ain't worry about that north. We ain't got to worry about the Noah. We ain't got to worry about the northwest, the Noah. And they had a boat over there called the Newark. They copied that story off of anyway. But they said they think people only exist in the north in their climate, but can't nobody exist over here because it's too hot. That's what they saying. Not us. These philosophers coming up with, and these the philosophers they learned from the so-called Egyptians. But did they make it that Assyrian Egyptians? It was already usurped before those so-called Greeks got there. That's why you got the Greeks and the earlier Greeks. Let's go.
Geographer Pomponius Mela held a different view. He claimed that people did live in the southern temperate zone, but that it was virtually inaccessible to the people of the northern temperate regions because of the unbearable heat and ocean of the torrid zone across the center of the earth.
And when we're looking at this, make sure you understand that you're looking at a top view. Everything they're showing you when they're dealing with a map is a top view. You can't put no goddamn land masses on the side of a water ball. You're looking at a top view. When they gonna shoot them rockets around the side of the earth, so let the rockets rock around, the rockets rock around the equator. As far as out they need to go in space, but rock around this bitch. You have to secure the perimeter. If you're gonna throw me in the sky, secure the whole perimeter. Now we got a top and a bottom, so you need to show us the bottom of this bitch too. Flat Earth, let's go.
This map is a reconstruction of what he described in 43 AD. He called these people the Antichthenes, a Greek word meaning the people who inhabit the antipodes, or regions on opposite sides of the earth. Greek astronomer Cleomedes
on opposite sides of the earth, not top and bottom of the earth. On opposite sides, on their side and on our side. So what the fuck are they showing? What the fuck are you showing this globe for? Or this is side, or we do them on the bottom side, they them on the top side. So how could Admiral Byrd fly over the top and the bottom of this motherfucker? Because he flew over the south and over the north pole. You got to fly under one of them, but that shit don't exist because they putting this shit on the side. We on some water. They making this shit look crazy as hell. See, all these maps are being choreographed. All these choreographers are Spaniards and Frenchmen. But these ain't the true navigators. We want to show you.
Agreed. He wrote in 44 AD that the theory of nature teaches us that circumhabitants, antipodes, and contrahabitants must exist, since none of these are described by direct reports. We simply cannot travel to our circumhabitants because the ocean separating us.
So you just admitted that people lived on this side and circumhabitants. That means on this other side of this circle or this platform, his existence over here. Now you're finna call them beasts. Come on.
From them is unnavigable and infested by beasts, nor to the inhabitants of the contratemperate zone.
And infested by beasts. That's the same thing y'all say about them Africans when you seen them, but they your homeboys now. Let's go.
Since we cannot traverse the torrid zone, yet the regions of the earth that are equally temperate are necessarily inhabited to an equal extent, given that nature loves life, and reason requires that all of the earth, where possible, be filled with animal life, both rational and irrational. These theories continued into the Middle Ages, and the idea that people may live on this new continent was very controversial amongst Christians. St. Augustine wrote in 426 AD, even if the world is held to be global, or rounded in shape, or if some process of reasoning should prove this to be the case, it would still not.
He sound like he's talking to some of his homeboys. Just making this dumb shit up. Even if that shit was so, what you saying to me, it still won't make no motherfucking sense. Though he telling whoever the fuck is over there trying to make all this bullshit up. That's what he sound like he's saying to me. Even if it was, which is not. That's what he's saying.
Not necessarily follow that the land on the opposite side is not covered by masses of water. Furthermore, even if the land there be exposed, we must not jump to the conclusion that it has human
flood already. It's covered with masses of water. We're gonna flood their ass out. Come on.
Inhabitants. For there is absolutely no falsehood in the scripture, which gains credence for its account of past events by the fact that its prophecies are fulfilled. And the idea is too absurd to mention that some men might have sailed from our part of the earth to the other and have arrived there by crossing the boundless tracts of ocean, so that the human race might be established there also by descent from the one first man. But not all Christian leaders doubted its existence.
From the one first man. What first man they talking about? They gonna make up their God. Come on.
Saint Isidore of Seville wrote a little over a century later, "Apart from these three parts of the world," referring to Asia, Africa, and Europe, "there exists a fourth part, beyond the ocean."
What? He said Asia, Africa, and Europe. Asia, Africa, and Europe. Eurasia and Africa. Run that back.
Isidore of Seville wrote a little over a century later, "Apart from these three parts of the world," referring to Asia, Africa, and Europe, "there exists a fourth part, beyond the ocean."
So what would be the fourth part? The goddamn west, beyond the ocean. Trying to spy on that west. Y'all know that shit over there. Y'all high as a fuck right now. Y'all high as a fuck trying to get some more of that coke, trying to see how the fuck y'all gonna get all of that from a nigga.
Which is unknown to us, though he did agree that it was unlikely to be populated because of the torrid zone. Isidore was a trusted authority in the Middle Ages, so many maps reflected his beliefs.
Man, fuck the torrid zone. Africa just as hot. Africa hot as hell. You see them Africans live over there. The fuck you talking about? The south over there, but you want to get to this west, cross this water. Come on.
Around 400 AD, a Roman named Macrobius created a map similar to this one, as part of his commentary on the book Dream of Scipio, written by Roman politician, scholar, and philosopher.
I'm always on the go, so if it's not on my phone, I am not using it. The Capital One mobile app makes my life so much easier.
On the book Dream of Scipio, written by Roman politician, scholar, and philosopher Marcus Tullius Cicero in 51 BC. This particular map is from a 12th century manuscript of the commentary. It shows the climate zones and two parts of the earth with an ocean splitting them. World maps from this time.
So y'all actually think y'all traveling on the water going down towards the motherfucking, going downhill on the goddamn boat coming towards the west? Y'all actually think that? I don't think they think that. I think they full of shit. Come on.
Period are called a mappa mundi. In medieval Latin, mappa means napkin or cloth, and mundi, the world. This is where the modern word map comes from. This 12th century mappa mundi depicts the known world to the left, and Terra Australis, also known as Antipodes at this time, to the right. In 1407, Ptolemy.
So why y'all got it on top and the bottom of each other? Either way you turn that bitch is flat. Fuck wrong with y'all.
Ptolemy's maps re-emerged after a copy of Geographia was translated from Greek into Latin. Before this, all knowledge of these coordinates had been lost in the West. This is where we transition from the Middle Ages to the Age of Discovery. In 1434, Portuguese mariner Gil Eanes sailed a few hundred nautical miles down the African coast and past Cape Bojador, the southernmost marker of known and safe waters. No man dared to sail past this point. Boiling seas, sea monsters, and dangerous currents may lie on the other side.
They scared to come over there.
But Eanes returned home in one piece, proving it could be done. The next year, Eanes set off on another voyage down the African coast. This time, 130 knots.
Down the African coast. How the fuck you going down? You going there? What the fuck you mean going down? Y'all actually think y'all getting on water and going downhill, huh? Man, get the fuck out of here.
Nautical miles past Cape Bojador. Although he did not discover any inhabitants, he did find traces of a human presence. The Portuguese continued to push further south. The southern lands beyond the torrid zone was bound to be found, and evidence suggested that it was populated. But in 1488, just 6 years after this Ptolemy map was published, which shows the
goddamn map. Look at this goddamn map. Oh, y'all trying to come on across that now. Oh, y'all trying to come on across that now. Here we go, Will. That's Africa. That's Libya. Oh, that's still Africa. They still ain't got across there yet. They still in Africa. They still in Africa. They go Arabia. You see, and all these motherfuckers, they in cahoots to get over there. With the help of the goddamn Africans. Let's go.
Southern land connected to Africa, Bartholomew Diaz rounded the southern tip of the continent, proving that there was no southern landmass connecting to Africa. Over the next couple of decades, Vasco da Gama would confirm Diaz's finding, and the Americas were discovered and explored, though not thoroughly. Maps began moving the southern landmass to match the new discoveries. This 1519 map shows it as no longer connecting to Africa, but now the Americas. But that same year, Ferdinand Magellan sailed through the strait that would come to bear his name. He named the area to his south Africa, but now the Americas. But that same year, Ferdinand Magellan sailed through the strait that would...
Magellan is his name. He sailed through the strait that separated goddamn Antarctica from South America.
Come to bear his name. He named the area to his south Tierra del Fuego, meaning land of fire, reportedly after the many fires lit up by the local population. This proved that the Americas were not in fact connected to a southern continent, but because Tierra del Fuego was so far south and not thoroughly explored, instead of disproving Terra Australis, this was interpreted as actually being Terra Australis. Proving Terra Australis, this was interpreted as actually being Terra Australis. Had Magellan explored just a little further south and rounded the Americas in the open waters, it would have been a massive blow to the Terra Australis theory. The first depiction of Terra Australis as a disconnected landmass on a globe appeared just 4 years later.
So is that Antarctica or is it Australia? I come from a land down under. Kangaroo jumping upside down, back up to the goddamn earth.
On Johann Schoener's Lost 1523 globe. The 1531 world maps by UNC FED are thought to have been based on Schoener's lost globes, one of which you see here. On the map, he incorporates the information from Magellan's voyage. Schoener called the continent Brasilia Australis. He wrote, Brasilia Australis is an immense region toward
Brazil. Okay.
Antarctica, newly discovered but not yet fully surveyed. Top map makers of the 16th century were now all placing on their maps what was then commonly known as Terra Australis. Some chose to show a smaller continent below the Americas, while many others continued to believe in the equal land theory. Walter Gim, a friend and biographer of Gerardus Mercator, the cartographer that created the famous Mercator projection,
the Mercator map, where they started disappearing that land that I just discovered, there's Italy sitting right next to that goddamn so-called magnetic rock. What kind of shit they got in that motherfucker to make that compass point towards that bitch? What kind of shit? I went in there and asked with that motherfucker electromagnetic.
Stated that Mercator understood that a large southern continent had not been found, but he believed it must exist. Otherwise, the constitution of the world could not hold together at its center. This brings us back to that small inset by Abraham Ortelius I showed you at the very beginning of the video. This inset is a simplified version of this famous 1570 map by Ortelius that was in the first atlas ever printed. This world map used Mercator's 1569 world map as its main source. On Ortelius's maps, Terra Australis is easily the largest continent in the world. It gives credit to Magellan for his discoveries, among a few other theories and supposed discoveries, such as place names that first appeared in the writings of Marco Polo. Misunderstandings and publishing errors appeared to show his experiences in the 13th century to have also confirmed the existence of Terra Australis. It would take until the late 18th century for the idea of Terra Australis to finally die, and for a short period, only 6 continents were on the world map. You could say the beginning of the end for Terra Australis started with the European discovery of Australia in 1606 by Dutch explorer Willem Janszoon, though initially the theory was simply adjusted as usual. However, another European power may have been there first, but I'll cover that in another video. Before I end this video, thank you to raremaps.com for giving me high-definition access to most of the maps you saw in this video. You can purchase your own Terra Australis map on their website. These are authentic antique maps, so you really own a piece of history. You can actually purchase the first atlas ever published, or if that's a little high in price, they do have some in the hundreds. Again, that's raremaps.com. I've left a link in the description below. And that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching.
So, I'm taking some more of them videos. Check this out. I'm gonna go through these screenshots. Go through these screenshots, my buddy. Go through these screenshots, my buddy. And see, that land on Chip. That's the land right next to Antarctica. Antarctica ends on the other map, and then it's supposed to become Australia right here, and it's supposed to be the land that stopped the motherfucking world from tilting over. This their philosophy, not mine. These are the people we listen to. Papayan, that's in Colombia. That's in Colombia. I can prove that's South America on that goddamn 1587 map. And speaking to the judge who writes what? And really probably referring to a westerly wind. I'm looking up words on that map. Mar, we know what Mar means. Mar means to defy perfection. To go against perfection. That's why they love Mars. That's Romulus and Romulus' daddy. They want to suck on wolf titties. And TikTok people. Nah, great. Boom. You mean to tell me I ain't taking the whole up? I gotta go the other way. Let's go the other way. Let's go the other way. Let's go this way. Let's go this way. Because what I want, the king of Poland, he's on now. And what I really want to, and you had it's on there, Nigeria, right about Libya, Nigeria, that's Nigeria, in Africa. There's another thing they had out there in the water, the same bottom, I guess they had some churches out there. But this is what I want to get to right here. This is what I want to get to right here. This is what I want to get to right here. See? This is what I want to get to right here. The Amaretta sphere, earthly astronomical device, represented the great circles of the heavens. The great circles of the heavens. Who the fuck can make some iron contraptions of the heavens? Huh? Including in the most elaborate instruments, the horizontal, meridian, equator, tropic, polar circles, and the ecliptic hoop. The sphere is a skeletal celestial globe with circles divided into degrees for angular measurements. So this how they constructing this bitch, right? This how they constructing this bitch. Look, the earth all down in the middle of this motherfucker. They think they never get no water like that. When the gravity gonna come? When the goddamn that Masonic motherfucker come up with that gravity theory? Sphere is not attributed to. I said, who is responsible for this sphere? Who made it? The sphere is not attributed to just one person. Move that bitch out of the way. To just a single person. It is developed independently in ancient China by astronomers like Shaixin and Gongdi. Oh boy. So you mean this shit come out the east? This could come out the east, 4th century BCE, the ancient Greek world, in the figures such as whoever the fuck that nigga name is, in the 3rd century instrumental design and used to develop over through the time to work astronomers in the Islamic world. So where did Islam really come from? Because the Islamic niggas say they can go back millions of years and they know they niggas and all that shit. Nigga, that shit ain't come from y'all. Because if that shit was already in the land, why would they have to get them Ethiopians to convert to anything? Why the Ethiopians can't be what the fuck they already were? And they spoke Hameric. And they changed it to Aramaic. And Aramaic is the birth of Hebrew and Arabic. And this is how you become a Semitic people. Listen to this shit. The northern world, North America, oh, you already usurped. You already usurped, so they ain't worried about you. So I'm just talking above your head right now, because you ain't talking about them with the white Jesus like them Africans. And the motherfucker down there in South America now, they need to get the fuck with them down before they fuck all that up. So this shit came out of China. Then by the way they come through with Islam, I got photos of Rothschild and all them niggas wearing them goddamn feathers on their head. I got photos and film of African black people wearing them feathers on their head and killing other black people under the guise of motherfucking white men, European men. Because they weren't white, they weren't Englishmen, they were Europeans. Oh, sorry, y'all, I'm tired. I've been on the edge for 2 days. I told you when the white man called, boom. Okay, so what the fuck this is with this Ptolemaic got going on? The Ptolemaic armillary sphere is a model of the ancient geocentric universe featuring a central Earth surrounded by interlocking rings representing the celestial sphere and the path of the sun, moon, and the stars. So where they get all this shit from now? Here come the Ptolemy. He a white boy. He come into Egypt and gonna hold some thrones that niggas already goddamn been on and everything. Nigga, you ain't came and fought no Africans, nigga. You can't usurp shit, take shit, and claim, and you putting this globe, putting this goddamn globe. This is the beginning of the globe shit right here. This is where they get this shit from. But you don't see on no ancient walls, south or west, nobody talking about no goddamn globe. But niggas still around with that shit. Niggas still around with that shit. Look at this shit. The Mayan calendar is a complex system of a multiple interlocking calendar, including the long count and the liner count of days and 260 days sacred calendar. 260. They changed it to 365, using pre-Columbian Mesoamerica, and still today in some communities this system uses base 20. This shit is counting the time of the Lord's cycle with the mythical creation date of August 11, 811, 3114 BCE. Right? Now watch this. The Mayan calendar found in Yucatan. Why would you find the oldest mummy in the world in Yucatan in South America if the west side ain't the best side? They want to act like everything come from Africa. Y'all niggas get out of school, you taught that you come from Africa, you taught that you're enslaved from Africa, you go and dig in Africa, but you ain't digging at the house. And when you come to the house, this right here, this is one of the most accurate motherfucking calendars they ever had, and it's astronomical. Every time they want a great event that's supposed to happen in those heavens, they come and result to this right here. See, they come and result to this right here. And when they come to result to this, see, when they got to motherfucking Egypt, they had a calendar system set up with goddamn 30 days in each month with an extra month with 5 extra days. I seen it on the walls. Dr. Ben showed it to me. So who was blessing who? Who was blessing who? And this supposed to be best inside of here? This man ended up on those walls playing all those instruments. But this is the motherfucking most accurate calendar, the most sacred prediction. Not even outdated. It says outdated now. They done got rid of this now. Because this ain't a fucking Mayan calendar. It's an Olmec calendar. It's an Olmec calendar. That's an Olmec in that motherfucker. And he made it to Egyptian walls way over there up on the goddamn Ethiopia, on the far side, on the Aksumite Empire. And the Atlantic Ocean was called the Ethiopian Ocean for a while. But who teaching who? They said contemporaries. Well, I'm beginning that thing South America, motherfucker. That's what I'm beginning that thing. And then I type in that motherfucker. It said ancient South American navigators included skilled Polynesian voyagers. So now they finna goddamn include the Mongolian and some shit they ain't got no business being in, who crossed the Pacific Ocean, leaving genetic evidence of contact with South American people. So we ain't talking, we talking about South American navigators, nigga. We ain't talking about no motherfucking niggas from no Malaysia. And we gonna find out where Hawaii really sit around us. So keep fucking around playing with a G. So we gonna find out exactly where that shit sit. Yeah, that what the fuck we gonna do. That what the fuck we gonna do. Yeah, that what the fuck we gonna do. But see, okay, develop permanent settlements but are not described as long-distance ocean navigators, whereas European explorers such as Columbus and Magellan arrived later, not representing ancient South American navigators. Arrived later, not representing ancient South American navigators. So you got ancient navigators who was navigating waters, who ain't never said nothing about no globe, who can predict on a calendar and make all the right predictions and all kind of shit. Who was navigating waters? Who was the ancient motherfucking navigators? Ancient navigators populated the Americas 30,000 years ago. They go to ancient navigator right there. Then they got his face on the side. This nigga, look at the true carvings. These yeah, the Olmecs. We were already navigating waters and yeah. Our layouts are way better than once you find it. Egypt got there. They went on, broke it up to a point and all that, and put the fucking water while we getting into the cocaine and everything. They had their head, they gonna go to the top. Huh? Ancient navigators populated the Americas 30,000 years ago. What the fuck is y'all talking about? These people been navigating these waters down where y'all said it was too hot for y'all to even come. And then we got ice over this bitch too. Then you talking about you gonna tilt the goddamn world away. You had to know what's flat. But Eurasia, the European, the Asian, and the African, those three employed. We got 4 motherfuckers on our back. We got 4 motherfuckers on our back. He go to navigators and navigated the water and left behind a calendar that made all sorts of predictions that came true. He go to navigator right here. I know that's real. That's why I'm gonna stop at right there with it. And I'm gonna just play me a little video. I can give me a little y'all know how I do this shit. But they won't let me show that map. Rise got some more shit on that map I wanna show y'all. Rise got some more shit on that map I wanna show y'all. For real. And that's why my girl Yvonne Lewis was there, they cut my live off. So here go the navigator. He go to navigator. He go to ancient navigator. Stone. And ain't got nothing to do with no mason, but they already carving stone. Retrace the Masonic. Yeah, y'all started that shit with them people, man. The Egyptians had all the Masonic shit on. I mean, yeah, y'all started all that shit. Y'all was fucking around and with the fuck around. Gearing up the technology and everything. Japan run this hoe. We're in debt to Japan forever. But here goes the true navigator, South American navigator right here. So let me go find me something to listen to, man. I probably just want to listen to some of that shit I've been putting out on the maps earlier. I was just rerun that in my head because it's stuck in my head. I need to get there and get ready because I'm on a mission over here. I got to look out for my boy. You got to get up in the morning, so we're going to get up all that right there. I'm glad I got that off my chest because I want to go listen to I'm going to go to 3GD. Let me go see what I got on 3GD to listen to. That man got some more videos. Black Power Mongols. Alaska exposed. What it is? What time is it? What's it is? Good morning, how I know. A little bit like that. See what I got going on. What side is the best side? They just got there took that motherfucker. They took that line. Trump ass melanation 3G steady don't stop. 3G Mongo Arctic exposed. Exposed. Boom. Lord Rice want to listen to. What y'all want to do? Anybody in the chat fucking with me? Anybody in this bitch fucking with what y'all want to do? I think I stay on this shit. Exposed Mongols. Boom. 3GD. Melanated. All right, want to hear. Let me see. Mount Ararat. I let this slide. We're gonna go down here. I want to get this motherfucker. Let's go listen to this bitch. For everybody who think now some of these niggas is up on a servitude, but the field niggas will always be slaves. All you little employees and shit right here, and some of you business owners too. Black son versus red son. And black son versus red son. My mind runs deep. Share it with me. So much pain. I go get that. So much pain. See, I go get that. See, I go get that. I can't do it on here though. I got to close that and go there and go here. And where can I go? Can I go there? So much pain to pop. See, they incorporate you through your trust, your bloodline. Guess I would have been to it. But you probably didn't know that shit, so. Okay. It's right, my nigga.
I've got this dream, and you're all in it.
Let's hear it.
With Wells Fargo Premier.
Would take me alive. You got a plan, my nigga? They never take me alive. I'm getting high with my 4-5. Why you choose Las Vegas, Paul? Because none of those substantial lawyers can fuck with you in Las Vegas because it's illegal to fake your death in Las Vegas, right? Yeah, it's right. That's right. They never take him alive. He can hide with his 4-5. So much pain. Let's go ahead and let the United States of America, all these aboriginal people, let them know that they are political prisoners. Yeah, we're political prisoners. And when even Puffy came out and said, we need a political army, when he realized years before they collapsed on his sexual preferences and all that bullshit, Epstein had children over there. Put Bill Cosby shit back on it. Put that Cosby show back on this motherfucker. Woody Allen shit still running. All the white perverts and shit still running. But you had to bring that black man all the way down. Because we as aboriginals are political political construct put together by a nominee entity. See, the United States is a nominee for the UK. And the UK is ran, they might as well be a nominee too. The red sun runs the world, man. The blood sun runs this world. And that black sun bleeds. Melanated blood, bro. Because the black sun is your God. The melanated disk, the Heavenly Father, is the sun. And Japan got that bitch bleeding like a motherfucker with a world script to dominate all blacks. What red man? Who is the original native red man, copper tone, indigenous aboriginals to the Americas? How did they take over this whole continent, this whole province of the Americas? Last stop, South America. Why do you think so many people run to South America? Why do you think I told you I should have went to South America? Black sun versus red sun. But I know nobody gonna get it. But I'm gonna leave it here in my archives for the ones who fuck with me, know me, and wanna know what the fuck was UNC FED really on. How was he able to put his thumbprint all over the Kanika Jenkins case and get all that traction and then be smothered, ridiculed, and fucked with just by bringing some real truth about organs? Whose blood is you really sacrificing? If Jesus is a fictitious entity, whose blood really is in that phallus that you're drinking? Who have these people been eating and sacrificing since they was able to take control of you? I told you, usurp me, ate the fuck up in my mind. How do you usurp melanated people in certain regions and areas and territories on the earth without eating them up, harvesting them? How can you have no reminiscences in certain areas of indigenous people? Now they right on top of our souls. Our souls go back to the black sun. I don't know how the red sun works, but I know a Neanderthal decomposes and all his materials and energies goes into the ground with the devil. And the devil is being ran by the red sun. See, this not a Hollywood green screen. See, the script I'm looking at is a world script. That's why that shit was so easy for me to see. When I say that, I'm talking about Kanika Jenkins. That's why it was so easy for me to see the play. Once they gave the secret up. The secret was a secret kidney transplant. I showed y'all that. For years, I've showed that. But this script's gonna go for life. We're political prisoners, dog. Tupac tried to lay a foundation and lead the fight. But do we have any black entities in politics that know what they need to know to fight our fight? I don't know. What do you think? Nipsey, the Eritreans, Eritrea, was the last country to fight for their independence from colonial entities and powers. And when Eritrea politically won, why do you think you see Nipsey and his family on those photos with those military people and that president? Because they politically fought and won for the freedom of their country. Haile Selassie tried to reunite with Eritrea. He was the emperor of Ethiopia, even though he was a Persian Arab. He was Arab. But they won. And see, this is why the United States of America, which will be North America, the United States of America, that's why they say we in the belly of the beast. And that beast don't sit on top of your head. North is not going up in the sky. Lay it down and let them go back across those falls to where they're originally supposed to be at. But you've been usurped. But your remnants of blackness is still here and always will be. They're trying to find a way to usurp you, like they did all other indigenous areas. They got rid of all your tribes, though. Yeah, we about to kill the last of the Mohegans. And we're gonna let that red man come over and have their identities, because we all in cahoots against the black Americans, against the black natives. Colombo went to San Salvador. The New World was San Salvador. They burnt that money up for a reason. Those are contracts too. Servitude. We even bought slaves from Africa that was being usurped and fucked over and brainwashed at the same time. So the Moors need to know their real story. The Moors are the one that brought those Spaniards over into the Americas to take, seek, kill, steal, destroy, and put down their laws upon the Aboriginal Americans. Reason being, you couldn't read for 400-500 years. Now you're so brainwashed, you can't hear the truth and don't want to hear the truth, because you'd rather throw money and let your lower self or your lower self control and just have fun. That's cool. Been there, done that. But what's really going on this earth? Until you show me the bottom of this earth, we're not a planet. And I can get into the planetary talk, the cosmologies and all that. But I think we have full understanding of that shit now. How much do you need to go off into that shit? Tell me this man shot some undercover, off-duty police officers. What kind of strip was that? To glorify to the thugs. To make a thug think they can get away with anything. This nigga shot an off-duty police officer and all that good shit. Come on with it, Pop. Fuck what you thought. You ain't going back. Where you going? Who does America owe? See, this is the reason why you go to work every day to pay those taxes on a deficit that only grows and grows and grows and grows. You will forever be born into sin, which is debt. And that debt will always go to the red sun. And that sin will come in because you're owned by some people that they already own. The UK is a political front for a so-called Jew and that red man, that red blood son in the back. And a significant amount held by foreign governments and investors, particularly Japan, the United Kingdom, and China. The debt is also held by U.S. government accounts and intragovernmental holdings. Foreign investors. Japan is the largest foreign holder of the U.S. debt, followed by the United Kingdom and China. But y'all ain't trying to hear this shit, man. The biggest part of this shit is laying it down to get up on the chessboard, to hold your positions and get ready to fight for what you know is right. Your trust. So they incorporate you through your trust, your bloodline. These are bloodsuckers, bloodseekers. Understand? I can't get a moment of peace, man. Can't get a fucking moment of peace, man. And it don't make no difference because ain't nobody gonna listen. So like I said, it's just my therapy. Tired. Who are the alliance? Why they trying to wash this shit right before your face? I told y'all last night, they talking about them I knew. They talking about the I knew. They been usurped, fucking around with the Mongolians. Most likely a misspelling of the I knew people, an indigenous group of Japan and Russia. Who are the population most genetically related to the ancient Jomon people of Japan. Japanese archipelago politically, how could you see? Why I always go back to Japan? The oldest flag in the world is that red sun. Who's smothering that black sun? What y'all looking for with the white men and soldiers? Y'all just give all your faith to that shit. Now they want to try to make all this shit be mythological. To hide their story for generations to come. Leave that truth for a time. See the Ukrainians, the Eastern Slavics. Alaska was sold to the United States, to the United Snakes, by Russia. You go ahead, man. Get up off this bitch, man. Cause I really want to break a whole lot of shit down right here. But I let y'all connect the dots, man. But I always remember, go look at the flags, the signs and symbols. And that's how you connect the dots to these people. The ill. The ill. Already been got him. See? I been got him. See? See? They did that boy so goddamn bad, goddamn grind shame. But he chose to rant. Before he went on his rants, they was trying to get him, but when he said George Bush don't like black people, and when he chose to move to LA and give his mother up, I don't know if he thought it was a game or whatever, but he regrets sacrificing his mother. He can't live it down. He can't live it down. Now there's some fictional shit. There's some fictional shit, right? Why they hiding it? And why it's fictional? The shit that they coming out with only dropped in 2020 and 2021. Why they ain't been made these motherfucking stories and shit? You're a real flat. I can't get a goddamn break, y'all. Can't get a fucking break. Can't get a motherfucking break. This a flag right here. Always look for that motherfucker. That tree of life right there. Always look for that tree of life. Always look for that tree of life. Because they're going to represent that center. Olive branches, it's a Masonic order. Always look for that tree of life when you look for these flags. And also always look for that double-headed phoenix. And they're going to show you. It's going to show you. It's going to show you. Look at me look up my shit. Finna trace my bloodline and all that shit, man. I know I'm original Cherokee. Yeah. Y'all ain't gonna fuck with it. Go right in here. Russia, America. That was the name of Alaska. How do they switch it from one side to the other on the map? How do they switch it from one side to the other on the map? When they gonna show you the back of your water ball? You ain't gonna never make them do it. Cause y'all content with this shit. Y'all content with arguing back and forth. Never putting a blueprint down. Never putting a plan together. Where do we go from here since we know we are the indigenous, aboriginal natives to this land and we can prove it? What's the lawyer that's going to help us in our fight?
I'm out of the moment. Shit, I'm not that. Get round rock house. That nigga too.
I can't help it.
deep into the secret relationship between the Jap and the Brit. Our largest is deficit. It only been growing since I was a kid. Our largest debt. Who does the U.S. owe $31.4 trillion motherfucking dollars? That's 2023. Kanika birthday, May 27th. Territories hold about 7.4 trillion. And you continue to go in your enslavement as being going to a Jew that is a nominee and a front for Japan. There will always be the leaders of technology. The oldest flag in the world is their red sign. And they know what they fight against. The souls. When you give me 5, slide it back on the black hand side. Up high, down low, too slow. You know how it go. Yeah, that shit gone. That shit gone, man. So much motherfucking pain. So much motherfucking pain. Years and years of the rough life. Why did they goddamn? If I showed you what California originally said it's supposed to be an island, they gonna make it all milk. But it's all in their logos and signs and symbols. Balled up, thrown in the middle of nowhere. And they was ready to debate and argue all day, every day for a couple more generations as we slip further and further into the day hole. First of all, stop paying on a debt that you can't repay. You need to scared of your survivor's kills. Because you know they're going to put down on your ass. They're going to tell you just like they told me when I was on that chain gang, when I was a youngster, when they killed Abraham McCoy, a BD, black disciple out of motherfucking Montgomery, sitting up on that goddamn horse, old boss, yes, a boss. Shot him one time, dead through his heart. Blah. Put his sheet on me, still breathing, on the side of the highway. As we goddamn cleaning trenches on the side of the highway with those tools. Holes and rakes and shit. And that motherfucker looked at us and said, now get back to work. So never again will I be out on this bitch. I started bucking that shit. Sent me to another camp where we were chain ganging and busting up rocks and shit. Big old boulders, gigantic boulders, we hitting this bitch and making gravel and shit. Alabama penitentiary shit. Never again will I come out here no more. I stayed on the side of the post. On my tiptoes, hurting in pain. But when them hoes walk past me, I put on like a motherfucker. Bitch, fuck you. Pussy ass nigga, you tired yet, boy? Hell no, bitch, I'm good, ho. I never sang another sledgehammer for you bitches. Kiss my ass up, my dick. You know what I'm telling them hoes? I never forget they killed that boy, man. I ain't that old, but I done seen some shit. And I can sit around old people and I done listen to them absorb some shit. I'm telling you what it is. Y'all need to lay this bitch flat and get ready to take your shit back. Find your trust. I wish we had all that traction we had when that nigga shit first jumped out. Wish I had the mind to know what I really needed to put in place. Because we this shit just, niggas, it's good though. It's good that people know what y'all. Die knowing die on your shit. But what's the next step of the fight, man? You gotta let these motherfuckers know that you know you're a political prisoner right here. And that you're not being held against your will, but you're being dictated upon your own land. And you motherfuckers, those motherfuckers are the foreign entities that have no right to be on your land, telling you what the fuck you can and cannot do. And taxing you on your own fucking land. I know. The man knows. Run right back to Japan. And the first thing I showed y'all at the beginning of this melanation 3GD flag that I want to fly is the true location of Japan. And we need to know the true location of Japan. And after that, that's where we go place Hawaii and the Sandwich Islands and Alaska in their rightful place on this flat earth. These people can no longer hide their locations unless you let them, dog. Cause I'm busting up some real shit.
before. The agenda. Would she be disappointed in this? Would she give you a lecture? Yeah, obviously, I deal with her, and, so many, celebrities, they never take the time off, and I've never taken the time off to really, I just music after music and tour after tour and tour, and I'm just ashamed that my hurt caused, someone else's hurt. My dream of what award shows were supposed to be caused, and I don't try to justify it because I was just in the wrong. That's period. But I need to, after this, take some time off and just analyze how I'm gonna, make it through the rest of this life, how I'm gonna improve, and what nigga cause, someone else's hurt. My dream, obviously, I do. Weirdo. They inside that boy. Like, as soon as I gave the mic back to her and then she didn't keep going, let me ask something. I was fortunate enough to meet your mom and talk with your mom a number of years ago. What do you think she would have said about this?
First of all, that's a real low blow for you to ask me what your mama say, bitch ass nigga. Let you know they control that nigga, man. But, the agenda is in full effect. These social media outlets, the CDC, all this shit. Russia. Let's go see this shit right here. Yeah, you're a political prisoner. Sorry, but not sorry. Just let you know why the fuck you are going to work and paying them taxes you're part of a corporation that you want to be plugged into. Look at your driver's license. Look at your birth certificate. Look at your social security card. And ask yourself why they're making you a corporation. Corporations are the only entities on contracts that are spelled in all capital letters. That's the hijack. That's your trust. Your birth certificate comes up in the UK and then copy is sent back to the hospitals, their medical institutions, and then it's given to your mother. So that's why they was putting your footprints on those birth certificates. And they called it the soles of your feet. That's how they was buying your souls. We so far off into this shit now too. Motherfuckers don't and this shit right here, motherfuckers don't even want to hear the truth. But they can look right down at their goddamn Social Security card, driver's license right now and see that they're an individual corporation. And somebody's behind your trust. Shout out to Baba Dick Gregory for knowing how to read those mints. Knowing how to read those documents and knowing what Treasury Department each one of them represent, and how to go back and trace where that money comes from. But they done burnt all the receipts up in the infernos. And you niggas love them crispy blue onions. I know it. Y'all see? So that land was talking about yesterday when I was saying that why we couldn't see Alaska, because Alaska wasn't birthed yet. Make common sense? Yes, it made common sense because it wasn't Alaska yet. It didn't even become Alaska until a long time after. That's why on that 1587 map you don't see Alaska. But we know that we looking at the same continent. Right. Man, why are my people that like to study where they at? Where they at? Let's find me another goddamn place to goddamn get down at. Because I like to go in. I like to make sense out of nonsense. I like to break it down to common sense and show they don't put my thumb on their motherfucking ass. Yeah. What channel I'm on? What channel I'm on? What channel I'm on? I wanna see something. What channel I'm on? What channel I'm on? I gotta be on 3GD. What channel I'm on? Yep. Just like I thought. There you go. Boom. Boom. I'm up in this bitch. A&T hide down you. You fucking with you. You know, another garrison was at and boom. Yep. But there it is in your face right there, right? So the reason on this Monte map, let's go look at this Monte map. I ain't doing shit. I should have took a screenshot of that. Get it back up there. Elements. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. Get that screenshot. Boom. Got it. Now I want to step back one. Boom. Boom. Go back one because I want to look at that map. Because it's going to be the same fucking island, the same fucking landmass. Yeah, put that motherfucker back up there. Slide that bitch back out of that spare that shit, y'all. Hey, there it is right there. Element. But I want that motherfucker to show me like he showed me. Yeah, land, island, put the island right there. Federal. I don't want to see the island. The island right there. How was it an island? Is it the same island that was Japan that they had? Yeah. They saying of 14 main larger volcanic islands, volcanoes. Hawaii got those volcanoes. Alaska and Hawaii, we gonna put you in the Pacific where you supposed to be at. The Pacific waters are not that big. Ain't no globe. Same landmass. But now look, Alaska's on this side now. Got you on that shit. from the ancient Jomon. Everybody already know the Jomon. Like I already heard that shit. I heard so many times. Culture and historically inhabited. They saying that the sun. I wonder why I keep cutting off. I ain't doing shit. I'm just chilling. But see, I want to go see. See, I want to go back right here, London. I want to go back right here, London. And see, we gonna go to the ancient. We gonna go to the ancient. We gonna put the Jomon. We gonna put the Jomon in there. See, I know they had that a 9 straight before I go. See, this why I don't go into it. Because I gotta get y'all before they get to me. They gonna get to me. I don't give a fuck. I told y'all this is what I came out here to do. Ancient Jomon people, let's see how they look. That's how the ancient Jomon people look. Oh shit, nah. Them niggas look like some goddamn niggas like me. From the Americas, not those black ass motherfucking Africans that was with the bullshit. Hold up. Let's see how they got going on with ancient people in Japan flourishing as cemetery honor gatherers between roughly 14,000 BCE and 300 BCE, known as the distinctive cord marked pottery and complex cultural practices, including pit dwelling, sophisticated stone tools, and ritualistic figurines. After the Jomon period, they were largely assimilated by migrants and migrants who subsequent. Okay. But hold up. I want to look at this photo. They want to check out. We know that ain't. We know what's going on. There they go right there. Black people of Japan, the ancient Japanese. You, sir. And like my great grandma, you, sir. A 9 straight. See, I'm putting my thumb on these people, man. The secret relationship between the Japs and the Brits. That's gonna be my second book. When I stop bullshit, but it ain't gonna never come to existence because I'm a fucking procrastinator. And that's what I should be doing now. Trying to goddamn put this shit down and get this second book. And my first book, The Brick Clip. That's my shit. And I got big, I just ain't shit. The 9 straight. The straight of the 9 was a semi-mythical. How it gonna be semi-mythical? It's semi-mythological. It's the same goddamn straight of the Barren Strait. Documented from around 1560, it was believed by early modern cartographers to mark the boundaries between. Let's get that. Well, I need to go to Wikipedia. Documented believed in Asia and permit access to the Northwest Passage. What I told y'all, in the Brick Clip, I take all the northwest tips of all the country, ball of water. And that's India right there. And that's India right there. And change to that little tip, that's India. Paris. What is Paris? France. So France and all this. So France. So there is Italy around that pole, like I said, huh? I know. Arabia or see right there. See what I'm saying? It's Alaska and China, Alaska and Japan, motherfucking landmass look alike. China, Alaska and Japan, motherfucking landmass look alike like a motherfucker. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm just watching. Don't worry about me. I restarted my phone twice and still can't get it to work with this live on. Damn, this is the subject I want to hear too. And we're gonna You know what? This is what I'm gonna stay on. I'm gonna stay focused. Cause I keep getting thrown off. Why they fucking with this lie though? I go down, London, hit me in my email too, London, and either UNCFED4 or UNCFED5@gmail.com. And I can let you know when I go live and shit like that, cause they got me fucked up. I know I got more motherfucking people that fuck with me than just one or two. But they won't let me say shit. Let's see what else we got in here. What else we got in here? Let's blow this bitch up. Yeah, that straight is right there. They showing it right there. Let's blow that up. See? And where's them islands? See, we gon' fuck that soldier boy up that was playing games too, cause the Hawaiian islands, them sandwich islands, they can't be out there in that Pacific like they say, cause they can't go around no goddamn globe, so they gotta be sitting somewhere in the Pacific. Is it in the North Pacific? Or is it in the Atlantic Ocean, which is the Ethiopian Ocean? But we gonna get back behind the Ethiopian Ocean, because South America was just as important as Ethiopia. But they try to call South America Little Ethiopia at one point. But nah, we some very important peoples in these Americas, and these motherfuckers was in cahoots to come take over our lands with a passion. Yeah. So where's that? That would be that little island that they thought was California right there, perhaps. Huh? I'm on the edge though. I'm just looking. We ain't doing shit. We just everything a legend on this bitch. We just be chilling. We just be chilling. Oh, this is Tartaria Oriental, huh? Now they want spoon feed the Tartarian to you. Oh, so that's Tartaria. So Tartaria is Tartaria Japan. They go to straight. Don't they say straight? The Anian Strait, huh? Don't they say the Anian Strait? And so that whole area will be Tartarian. Those Tartarian Moors, they got used to it and came back up through the northwest tip of Africa after they had cut it and bombed that bitch and got them motherfucking white folks so they own the island that's resting over the souls of our ancestors. Huh? I said, huh? Ain't this the same shit? Get your screenshot, huh? You be working hard, you deserve your screenshot. That's at Tartaria, huh? Let it down, then you can blow it up anytime. Get that screenshot. I said, yeah. And we gonna go to the Tartarian Strait too. So that will make the Tartar Strait that they trying to show now be the same exact strait like I thought. They try to make it too different. I'm gonna bust their ass up and I'm gonna put Hawaii where it's supposed to be on this flat earth map, and I'm gonna show the world. That's at Tartaria Oriental. So it's supposed to separate from what would this be over here? With that crest here right there, now we got it work. That better not say Anian. They say it's a milk. That word Anian, what we got right here. And there go the straight right there. Right? And there go the straight right there. Screenshot fed. This say Anian. We try to look up here, and they go to crest. They go to Anian crest. They got a crest. Oh my God. They gonna make me start. You know what? I'm gonna have to go on and get up under false pretenses of believing in Jesus just to reach my people. I might just have to become a pastor so I can get up in that pulpit and preach to my people the right shit. Because I know the biblical Bible, I just be trying to take my people too fast. Yeah, I do. I be trying to take my people too fast. And they be thinking I'm some kind of weirdo or some shit. But no, I'm not. Let's go. Let's see what else they got in here. They go North America. New Albion. Mount St. Martin. That's St. Martin Island. St. Martin is down by South America, right? So that's South America down here, and that's North America right there. That's Mesoamerica right there. And they go straight up a nine. Bargain back. And that would be Japan or either China over there saying so close. So it ain't way over there. See, I got a cousin, he's so smart. And I was trying to tell him that if we go around the back side of the ball, the same length that you had to come across the face of the earth on the front side of the ball would be the same exact length that you have to go around the back of the ball to get back over to the eastern China, Japan, where they say it sits at now today. But it don't sit right there. I know, because it's easy to do, because after World War such and such and such, they was taking trips from California to Japan and they got a recording, yeah, but they wasn't going all around no ball because it sits right there. That's why it was so easy to do. But in your mind, the globe got you thinking, oh, they went all the way around, because that's how they got the program. How we gonna bust some shit up? Then I told them I got a one-track mind. When they fuck with me, I had to go in, get that screenshot on. Let's go. That's the first one right there. Now let's see what that straight at on here, because I don't really see it. And this is that motherfucker right there. And this one of those tutorial maps that they just released, what that say I can't see. That said car. I gotta find that straight on this channel. We see channel. And then they try to say that little island, that little shit right there will be Japan today. Nah, Japan is big as fuck. And they red, so I'm running shit. Gulf D. Bengala. That would be the Gulf. What that is. What did it say? Oriental. Alice. Alice. It's Atlas. It's Alice. Where's the strait that we're looking for though? I don't see it on here. This would be the Indian Ocean. It'll be the Indian Ocean. Where's that strait? I'm looking. Is it this straight up in this corner for real? Well, I went to it first time. It's this shit. Europe, Paris. So why they got all this shit stacked on top of each other? Why they got all this motherfucker? Why those European countries? Dig up into France and see what kind of goddamn archaeological finds y'all find there. Why y'all want to lift the map up once we get to the center? Y'all want to lift the map up and play this globe shit, and then y'all let that white man come and stamp it because that globe came from Sortar crystals. Get them little iron contraptions. I can show y'all that shit right now, but I got the motherfucker continue this. Oh, that's all the ones we just looked at right there. Go to history, see what's up. And we know about the St. Martin Island, because, Teresa Martin had me. Shout out to the goddamn Teresa Martin. That was St. Martin Island down there closer. And that's one of the islands the British came and took back over. There's some back down there. I did some research on that shit. Coming on up to the 1500s. So the ideas I know Martin, who showed America and Asia separated. And 1562 melt by. So Fernando shows Asia and North America joined North latitude of San Diego. Straight probably took its name from Anaya, a Chinese province mentioned in 1559 edition. See, they motherfucking me. See, I told you, the mountainous regions don't change. Just the names and the choreographers and kings and emperors are at that time. That's all. You just gotta remember that shit. God is Mercator. They're the Mercator map that we use. Hold on, matter of fact, let's go to Marco Polo. See what he got going on. 1254. My cousin said, Captain Ship Records, they can't change them. So we gonna get the real. Okay? Exploring writer who traveled through Asia along the Silk Road between 1271 and 1295. His travels are recorded in the travel the two mountainous regions. Right? Man, this shit is, I'm talking about this shit, oh, damn, I come out of there. But guess what? I'm going right back in now. Get in now. Get back in now. Because they said it was a milk. But now they say it became the Baron. So how could it be a milk, like I've been saying? And this motherfucker right here is so beautiful. Pull that bitch back up. Because that it would be. I want to see what that'll be. What that is. Meredale. Dale, what the Dale? I was asking that last night. What the fuck do Dale mean in Latin? What Lil Bo Peep? Lil Bo Peep, they had to know what the fuck this shit is. El Americo San. Okay. It's probably a French choreographer, but he's showing the same straight. Get out of there. And let's look at this one. This motherfucker right here looks so good. Because it said Terraria Oriental. That's that island, that's that big ass landmass of Japan. That sit right next to that motherfucking strait. Over that up. And that is the strait. Stratio de Anayan. And this over here, we see the Anayan crest and everything. So what you mean there's no Anayan Empire? Today's Google, today's Chat GPT. I'm not trusting that fuck shit. I'm going in for the original shit. Yeah, I gotta know how to go to the archives for more people because they think I just be talking, man. Cultural legacy. See also where references, sources. Who was the references? Samuel Eliot Morrison. Hayes, 2001. 1971. Hayes, 1546. Mount Brook. See, these are references. These are the references. With the sources. Brook Kitchen, over 2016, the Phantom Atlas, the greatest mills lies, and blunders and all maps on the Simon. Historical Atlas of the North Pacific Ocean, maps and discoveries, scientific exploration, 1500 to 2000, published under the auspices of North Pacific Marine Science Organization by Sasquatch Book. Know what, London? Okay. Now, so why when I looked up the Anayan people, you mean they got an Anayan Empire? The Anayan Empire? They got an Anayan Empire, and when it referred me to, when I went to Anayan, you see it said you might be talking about the Anu. And the Anu took you to the black Japanese, the fucking Jamon, huh? Wow, they just keep connecting like little dots. And why they want to put Indian Empire up there? I'm gonna go ahead and goddamn, I'm out to look into the Indian because that's who they trying to say they are. Want to go on? I just be skipping over that shit because I don't want to deal with Burma yet. Term Anayan Empire appears to be a misspelling of an Iranian Empire. I can't believe, nah, I don't think so. But we'll go check it out. Founded by Cyrus the Great. Let's go see. What the Iranian Empire at? That's Arabia. That's Mount Sinai. That's Egypt. So where is this? I don't all that. Why they doing all that? I ain't do all that. They throwing me out. Out of there. Go on back and say the Indian Empire like you wanted to. Cause I want to see what fucking Indians y'all talking about, cause y'all ain't talking about us. Over here on our shit. Y'all, let me see what y'all. Let me see what y'all talking about. Let me put the flag on the Indian. Look at that. Swat stickers and shit. Boy, what you had to say, yeah. Why British India had a variety of flags. The most prominent symbol of the Indian Empire under the British regime was the Star of India, emblem which appears in different signs for official state. Union Jack also globe. Okay, check this out though. I just want to see the Indian Empire. Fuck the flag. Go to the Empire. Let me see something. Indian Empire may refer to the Maurya Empire, 322 BC to 1 dynasty. What was the Indian Empire called? Maurya. Thank y'all for coming to check out this video.
This is how you do the video that something. They gonna like some of y'all. They gonna keep on unlocking the wax.
You know what I'm saying? It's live from the fraud department in the basement, man. Tom Phillips. So you know I don't get on live. Okay, so alright, there's so much going on myself. I don't even know where to start. But I have no for research. I want to see the video.
This more Neva talking to goddamn Jamon, whatever the nigga name is.
Something like a killer fuck, boy. You better go ahead and partner. It's so hard. Talk to them killers now. I don't even know this man, but I seen him out there protest. He talking to them gang, now nigga. Okay. Okay, I'll collect them.
I'm talking shit like a motherfucker.
I put 4 and 4 together. Snug nose.
Time it up, man. My caca ain't showed up, man. The fuck on about this bitch. 119. Yeah, this is our time of night.
Jedediah trained his boy.
I ain't gonna use the bathroom. Oh, send me in that line. See you in that line. I'm out this bumper, y'all. I'm gonna try to get to this phone.